Let's go back to the 1980s, when all there was to fear was adults, television, and giant monster brains with sharp teeth. A teenage delinquent with a high IQ is going to lift the lid on all the alien propaganda, and there's going to be a trail of blood and gore behind him. Get ready for terrible acting, cheesy effects, and small-town hysteria in The Brain. Hello there, you loose units, and welcome back to another episode of Spicy Boy Rewind Reviews, where we go back and have a look at a cult classic through fresh eyes. And this time we're having a look at The Brain, released in 1988, directed by Ed Hunt. Known for directing Bloody Birthday, Alien Warriors, and a short interactive video game movie, The Jungle Book, The Legend of Mowgli, just to name a few. We open on a small town called Meadowville, where the youth deletion rate is on the up for reasons. We meet a young woman in her bedroom who is hallucinating. She's seeing long, slimy, veiny appendages trying to get at her and wrap themselves around her. As subtle as a sledgehammer movie. Her mother goes upstairs to investigate and ends up getting deleted by the hands of her daughter. The madness is all too much for the young woman, so she swan dives out of her bedroom window, but doesn't stick the landing. We then meet quintessential 80s cool guy, Jim. He has a popped collar, piercing blue eyes, and drives a 1959 Pontiac. He also has a very high IQ, but is constantly getting into trouble by pulling pranks. But the faculty are having none of it! They're at their wits' end with Jim here, and they give him an ultimatum. Either get kicked out of school and not completing or getting a high school diploma, or go to a research facility for troubled youths. Stakes! It's fair to say that Jim chooses the research facility because this is the 1980s, and you have no future without a high school diploma. This facility is called PRI and is run by creepy as shit Professor Dr. Blake, who not only runs the facility, but also hosts the late-night talk show Independent Thinking, that is totally not hypnotising the townfolk of Meadowville. After one cheeky experiment, and a cameo from some 80s boobs, it seems that Jim is a hard nut to crack, and he doesn't fall for Dr. Blake's hypnosis, well, not straight away anyway. Jim then leaves in a huff, and then we discover that Dr. Blake has a huge, slimy, monstrous brain with teeth, chilling in a laboratory, marinating in some neon green Gatorade, and hooked up to many electrodes. I wonder if this gigantic alien brain has anything to do with the broadcast of Independent Thinking.
Brainwaves.
No, this is not a documentary, it's just a movie. Although, as the saying goes, the best place to hide is in plain sight. Anyway, it's not long before Jim starts hallucinating himself and seeing these slimy, long, veiny appendages coming after him. Some suppressed desires, perhaps, Jimmy boy? Dr. Blake then sends his goon to obtain Jim, sends him back to the facility, and locks him away. Time for more experiments. But Jim's girlfriend Becky and his mulleted best friend are having none of it! They attempt to infiltrate the facility, break in, and try and do an escape plan for Jim, which of course can only go well. What ensues next is a chase movie with Jim and Becky, the local police, Dr. Blake's goon, and the giant brain. Of course, along the way the bodies begin to pile up, and the brainwashed townfolk of Meadowville start to do the brain's bidding. It's classic 80s stuff here, with stuffy adults versus the teens. We get a plethora of terrible acting, absolute cheesiness, rubber monster effects, and no one acting like an actual human being in any situation. It's craptastic comfort goodness. It's late night 80s horror schlock that you could enjoy with a movie marathon with alcohol provided, only making it better. It was really hard online to find the actual final budget of this film. However, the number that I could dig up was around about $400,000.
I spared no expense.
However, for the life of me, after much searching, I could not find the box office takings. Fair to say, though, that after watching this film, it probably made more than Disney Pixar's Elio. This film has become a cult classic over the years, like many films of this ilk. These are the films you would see in the horror section of the video rental store. It had an interesting premise, well, to an adolescent brain, and a cool cover that would pique your interest. You would hire the movie, hoping that you would find the new, undiscovered horror gem. But you would be sorely disappointed as the credits rolled, with maybe enjoying one or two scenes in the movie. What scenes, I wonder? I'll let you decide. However, now these films are absolute sought-after gems, giving us a taste of simpler times. And as craptastic and cheesy and rubbish cinema as they are, we absolutely love them. Sometimes the crappier, the better. And this film has the perfect runtime of 1 hour and 30 minutes. And right now, it is absolutely free to watch on YouTube. However, certain scenes and swear words are censored, unfortunately. That's not 80s. This film honestly feels like it belongs in the Re-Animator world. However, this having a much cheaper budget. And Re-Animator having better effects, and it's more fun. And it also stars a headless David Gale again. As aforementioned, it's good cheesy 80s schlock. Perfect for a craptastic 80s horror movie marathon. Anyway guys, it's my cheeky little review of 1988's The Brain. Write down below if you've seen it, what are your thoughts on it, but more importantly, what is your favourite 80s science experiment horror? And of course, if you've made it this far into the episode, please give me a thumbs up because your love and support keeps me going, because I just love movies and I assume you do as well. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe icon because I give it an episode weekly. And I'll see you back in next week for the next review, but until then, stay spooky, kids.